Indian food, it's just incredible, right? It's one of the most diverse and, let's be honest, delicious cuisines on the entire planet. But what if I told you that despite all that amazing flavor and variety, our modern plates might be hiding a pretty big nutritional secret? Let's dive in and figure out what's really going on.
Okay, seriously, think about what you ate for lunch today. Go ahead, picture it. Maybe it was some comforting dal chawal, a quick roti roll, or maybe some delicious idli sambar. I bet it was fantastic. But here's the real question. Was it actually complete? We're about to find out what that crucial missing piece might just be.
And this right here brings us to our first big idea, a plate in paradox. It sounds kind of dramatic, I know, but it's this really fascinating conflict, right? On one hand, you have this incredibly rich culinary history, and on the other, a very modern dietary problem that's affecting millions of us.
Okay, look at this. This comparison tells such a powerful story. Over on the left, you've got the traditional thali. It's balanced, it's diverse, and it's just packed with whole foods. Think millets, lentils, all the good stuff. But then you look over at the right, at our modern plate, and what do you see? It's all about convenience, isn't it? It's heavy on refined carbs, lots of packaged stuff, and honestly, this single shift, this is the heart of the whole problem. So what does that shift actually lead to? Well, that brings us right here to the hidden protein gap. And let me be clear, this isn't just some small, minor issue. We're talking about a pretty significant nutritional shortfall that has real, everyday consequences for our health.
Wow. Okay, the numbers really don't lie. Just look at this. In a typical modern Indian meal, carbohydrates make up a whopping 60 to 70% of the plate. In protein, look at that little slice. It's often pushed down to just 10%. That tiny, forgotten slice, that's the entire problem we're digging into today.
And if we want to put a hard number on it, here it is. Dietary surveys are showing that most of us are falling short on our protein needs by anywhere from 30 to 50%. So this 40%, that's the average gap. Think about that. It's a huge deficit in a nutrient that is, and I mean this, absolutely fundamental for our bodies to even function properly.
So, you might be asking, how did we even get here? Well, it's pretty simple when you break it down. Our meals are fundamentally built around cereals. Just think about it for a second. Breakfast, it's often poha or idli. Lunch and dinner, the whole meal is built on a foundation of rice or chapati, right? The protein, the dal or the paneer, it's usually just a supporting character, not the star of the show.
Okay, so we have this gap. But why does it even matter? What's the big deal? Well, that brings us to our next part, why protein is power. And trust me, this goes way beyond just building muscle at the gym. We're talking about how your entire body functions every single day. Let's boil it right down. At its very core, protein is, quite literally, the essential building block of life. Think of your body like a house. Protein is the bricks. Every single cell, every tissue, every organ in your body needs it to be built, to function, and to repair itself. It is that fundamental. And here's what that actually looks like in your day-to-day life. Protein, it repairs your muscles. It helps balance your hormones. It's the backbone of your immune system. It supports healthy skin and hair. And it drives all those metabolic processes that give you energy. It is doing so much work behind the scenes, it's unbelievable.
All right, now it is time to bust a major myth. This idea that protein is only for bodybuilders and people who live at the gym, it's just completely wrong. The truth is, everyone needs it. From kids who are growing, to adults working in a desk, to our grandparents. We all need enough protein to maintain our strength and keep our metabolism humming. And here's a surprise. If you're sedentary, you might actually need it even more to prevent your muscles from weakening over time.
And believe me, when you don't get enough, your body has ways of letting you know. Ever feel like you're always hungry or having crazy cravings? That could be a sign. See, protein is what makes you feel full and satisfied. Without enough of it, your body just keeps screaming for quick energy, which usually means, reaching for more carbs. And over time, that whole cycle leads to feeling tired all the time, messing with your blood sugar, and a slow, steady decline in your overall metabolic health.
Okay, so that's the problem. But here is the good news, and it is really good news. The solutions are actually super simple and accessible to everyone. So let's get into the fun part, easy plate makeovers.
And this right here is probably the most important message of this whole conversation. This is not about restriction. This is not about giving up the foods you love. No way. It's all about smart addition. It's about enriching the meals you already eat to make them work better for you.
So how do we actually do it?
Well, here are 5 incredibly simple ideas to get you started. How about adding an extra katori of dal to your meal? So simple. Or mixing some sprouts or sattu into your breakfast. Or maybe choosing a paneer sabzi instead of a potato one. Even just swapping your usual snack for some roasted chana or yogurt. See, these are tiny, practical changes that make a huge difference.
Let's do a few more quick swaps. Instead of reaching for that bag of packaged snacks, grab a handful of roasted chana or some nuts. Instead of that sugary drink, why not have a cool glass of yogurt lassi? And instead of plain old rice or roti, try a multigrain roti or mix some lentils right into your rice. These are simple switches that seriously upgrade your nutrition with basically zero extra effort.
And you know what? You can even get a little creative in your own kitchen. Here's a great little hack. Think about adding some powdered lentils or maybe some multigrain flour directly into your regular idli or dosa batter. It is such a seamless way to boost the protein in foods you're already making all the time. No one will even notice.
All right, which brings us to our final section where we're going to put all of this together. It's time for Reinventing Your Thali. This is really all about taking back control of our plate for our long-term health.
So, if you remember just one thing from our chat today, what should it be? It's this. This quote says it all. Protein needs to take center stage in our daily meals. It just can't be a side dish or an afterthought anymore. It has to be the anchor of our breakfast, our lunch, and our dinner.
Because at the end of the day, a balanced plate, one that's rich in protein, supported by lots of veggies and whole grains, this isn't about some short-term diet, not at all. It is the absolute key to your long-term vitality and to helping prevent all those lifestyle diseases that we hear so much about.
So, I'm going to leave you with one final question to think about. After everything we've just talked about, what's the first simple protein boost you're going to add to your plate? Maybe even for your very next meal. What's it going to be?